Welcome to Be Seen Season 2, hosted by yours truly, Divina Duven. Hola mis amores, this is your host, Divina Duven, and we're back with another episode of Be Seen Season 2. Today's guest is one of the creative forces helping shape the Indianapolis performance scene. She is a choreographer, artist, and co-founder of the Indie Drag Theater, with a background in professional theater that includes cruise ships, local productions, and reimagining some of the most iconic musicals with a drag lens. She brings a strong sense of storytelling, movement, and structure into everything she creates on and off stage. She also hosts her own rotating theme drag showcase, April's Cabaret, captivating audiences throughout some of Indiana's most iconic drag venues. Please welcome to the stage, April Rosè.
Oh my God, that was so sweet. Thank you.
Of course, I had to give you your flowers, and
God,
I am so
nice.
excited to have you here, sitting, chatting with me, and for our audience to get to know you a little bit better.
I'm excited to be here. This is so nice. This little setup is so cute.
We are upgrading and trying to just be better and better every time we do this. And with
Period.
season 2,
We got microphones now, honey. We got a
I
little backdrop going
know.
on. We got the
We
little
have
swivel
new
chairs.
segments.
This is fierce. I love.
It's gonna be fun. How have you been before we get into anything?
Girl, I'm tired. I'm good.
Good.
I'm good. No, I'm living life, taking each day by day,
One day at a
and staying busy for sure. Drag has definitely kept me busy. IDT has kept me busy. Getting the girls on stage, paying queer artists is what I'm trying to do the most, and that is keeping me busy. And I'm tired as hell, but I'm good. I'm living life and enjoying every step of it.
That's amazing to hear. I know you have and we can see that you are always keeping yourself busy, but I'm sure it has paid off because all of your work is so incredible, and you're such a huge pillar in our community.
Thank you. That means so much.
Thank you for everything you do.
Oh.
To get us started, and my first question for you would be, do you remember the moment where you realized that you wanted to be a performer?
No, I feel like I mean, since the womb, I think I've always loved an audience. You know what I mean? Like as a kid, I was always, any type of crowd. If there was music playing, I was dancing. I was entertaining in some sort. I love making people laugh. So I'm always, even as a kid, would always just be talking and trying to get people to look at me and give me attention. So I think I've always loved performing and having some type of audience gaggle over me. But I think as far as drag, I was always really scared I am a PK. I grew up in the church, and I think I had always had known about drag, but was always really too scared to kind of even think about myself in that world, in this world. And it wasn't until watching Drag Race and seeing my diva Chichi Duven twirl her little butt off in some little jazz shoes and a little marching band girl costume and gag the girls, entertain everyone. Everyone was fully into it, and just give a show. And I was like, oh, that's me. I fully saw myself on stage with her twirling. And I was like, I can do that. I can be a part of this world. So, I mean, from there, I kind of got into the indie drag scene and wanted to dive a little bit more about and see what all of it is. And then I remember seeing Neon, my drag mother, perform at, I don't think they do shows there anymore, the show was called Banana Babes. Anna Cruces was also a part of that show. I saw them perform in Broad Ripple one night, and I was like, yeah, I'm stuck. I'm a part of this. I want to be here forever. And yeah, that was back in, I want to say 2020, right before COVID, because that's kind of when I got my start in drag.
Now that we're talking about maybe some of the people that inspired you to be able to finally take that step and dabble into drag, what are some other of your, I would say, creative influences or inspirations?
I would say I'm definitely a Disney girl at heart. My drag is 100% Disney based. I would be nothing without the Disney Channel, the Hannah Montana, the Cheetah Girls, the That's So Raven, the Raven Simone. So I would say, first and foremost, I think I'm a Disney princess, and so my drag is heavily inspired by heavily inspired by Disney, the Disney pop divas, Disney princesses. But there's a lot of my mom, I think, in my drag. A lot of Beyonce is a very big inspiration. But I think a lot of my drag is also, I like to say, a, and it sounds a little harsh, but it's a big fuck you to my dad, I think, because and I love him to death, but a lot of times growing up, it was rough because he's a preacher. I was raised in the church, very black family, very traditionally black family, and obviously being gay was already a little silly, and those conversations were crazy. So just kind of wanting to do drag, introducing drag, being feminine in the house was just kind of like, absolutely no, take your hands off your hips, don't put that eyeliner on, whatever things I was into at the time as a kid was always just like, no, don't do that. And so now I think a lot of my drag is kind of being like, well, so what? Now I can, you know what I mean? Now I get to put my hand on my hip, you know what I mean? And I love to live in that girly fantasy because I think as a kid I really was not allowed to.
I definitely feel like I can relate in many ways because I also grew up in a very traditional and religious environment, like not only in my family, but I feel like my country overall. Like doing this is something that's like very taboo even till this day. But I feel like in a lot of ways, it's cool to see people come around. And I feel like after they have somebody in their family, like maybe not only being gay or trans or a part of the queer community, but doing things like drag, I feel like it has been very interesting to see how they have gotten to understand a little better.
Yeah, it's nice to see and it's. I think my father has a little bit more to go in that area, but I think it is nice and to even have that hope of like, I do know that you love me. I do know that you want to support me, and I know you were raised differently, and so it's nice to see that when folks are trying because it is a lot, and I do try to remember that my parents were raised differently than I was, and their parents taught them things that that we don't really believe these days. You know what I mean? Thoughts evolve, thoughts change, and so I try to give my parents the benefit of the doubt in that sense. And my mom has definitely come a lot more around to my drag. Still not at every show and everything, but I don't really expect that. But the hope is it's nice.
Yeah. Thank you so much for sharing, April. I want to switch gears a little bit and talk about your experience with dance. You're a professional choreographer. Do you think you enjoy performing more or getting to be on the other side where you are maybe like directing or choreographing?
I think I go through like ups and downs for sure. I think there are times where I'm like, I want to be on stage, I want to do shows, I don't want to be on the production side of anything and have to make those decisions. I just want to enjoy being in a show. But then there are times where I'm like, I want all the control. I want to make up the dance. I want to do. So I think I go through spurts of like times. There are just times where I am booked to choreograph shows kind of back to back to back. And those times I'm definitely like, I miss being on stage. I do miss it. But I love to dance. So I don't know. Yeah, like I said, I think I have ups and downs for sometimes I'm definitely in a leadership mode and sometimes I don't want anything to do with what's happening on the leadership side.
What has been some of your earliest experiences with theater or dance?
When I was my first ever thing I ever auditioned for, I was in 5th grade. The Chitty Chitty Bang Bang tour, the national tour, when they all go through different cities, they audition local youth to play in their youth ensemble. And that was my first ever gig.
Yes.
First time ever auditioning for anything. I got on stage, or I got to the audition room, and there was like tons of kids who had like their momagers and like all these like really, they obviously had been doing it for a lot longer than I had. And yeah, booked the gig and have been on stage ever since.
Yeah, I absolutely love that, and it just goes to show how you are just like a born artist, and it's something that you're meant to do.
Thank you. Yeah.
I want to talk about April specifically.
Who is she?
Who is she? That's why we're here.
Who would play her?
We're getting to know her a little bit more. Would you say that April is a character or an extension of yourself, or maybe even both?
I'd say April's definitely an extension of myself. I think I allow myself to be a bit more loud and boisterous and feminine when I'm April. And I think I would say that I'm still myself as April. I think I just kind of allow myself to, or I give myself the grace to not be confined by the thoughts in my head of you're being too girly right now. I just kind of let loose, and I think that's who I really am. I think I just give myself a little bit more permission to be her
Yeah.
when I put a
I
wig
think
on.
it goes back to kind of what you were talking about, that drag a lot of times gives us the opportunity to be that person that has always been there, but while being like around our family or maybe in the
It's
environment
tougher.
that grew up.
Yeah, I
It's
think
different.
I think for me it's like I was saying earlier. My drag is a lot of my drag is a lot of who I was not allowed to be when I was a child, and just growing up. So I think in that sense, April is definitely an extension of me for sure.
To wrap up this segment, you have had a very successful career both in and outside of drag.
you.
So I would like for you to maybe brag a little bit or tell us what have been some of your favorite accomplishments or memories that you have had throughout your career.
Sure. Yeah, I think one of my biggest accomplishments in my career, just in general, drag and out of drag, was definitely working for Disney Cruise Lines. Maybe 2 years ago now, I think. I was a dancer on a ship for 9 months, and they just randomly found my Instagram one day, and messaged me, and it was really cool because I like hadn't uploaded anything. I just saw like a notification from like Disney, I don't know, talent management or something. And I was like, this is not real. Like, this is crazy.
Right.
What's happening? And yeah, we traveled the Bahamas for 9 months, and I got to perform
Yes.
and live on a cruise ship, and it was probably one of the best times of my life. It was a lot of fun. So I would say to date, that's probably my biggest accomplishment.
Yeah, that is really, really cool.
Invite us next time.
I totally will. I absolutely will. It was, I mean, I'm telling you, it was a lot of fun, but 9 months on a cruise ship is a long time.
I
And
bet.
it was like, by month 6, we were all dying and ready to go. Like it was, but if I ever were to do another cruise ship, there are a lot of smaller contracts, like a 3 month or something, and I would totally invite you.
Yeah, absolutely. I would love to go, and I'm sure I would gain so much weight with
Maybe
everything
the
I would
food?
eat, the food.
Oh,
Um,
I miss it.
the
I do miss
cruise
it.
that I went on when I was younger probably was my favorite vacation ever.
Where'd you
And
go?
we went to Cozumel, Mexico,
Work.
Grand Cayman, this little
Love.
island in Haiti.
Fierce.
Yeah, it was like so much fun. And one thing I do remember is I would go by myself. I'm like the youngest out of my family, so I feel like my older siblings would not want to do the same things I wanted to do, and I would take myself every night to the theater and see
Period, and
whatever
watch the
production
shows.
they would
Yeah.
have going on. Literally just sitting by myself
That's
and
so fierce.
admiring the artistry and the level of
Yeah.
production.
One, it's Disney. So when working for Disney, like these shows that happen on those stages are sometimes. I mean, we had a show that I would say is better. We did Aladdin, Little Mermaid, and then a show that was specifically written for the ship. Our Aladdin was better than the Aladdin on Broadway. The production they put into those shows on the ships are kind of insane.
It is crazy.
It was a really good. And the cool thing about working for them was like we got to enjoy the ship all day. So like they would be like, "Where's April? I'm in the hot tub, diva. Tell me when it's
Yes.
call time." Like we only had to be at the theater for call time, and so it was a really nice time.
Yeah, that sounds like such a beautiful and fun experience.
Yeah, it was fierce.
Yeah. We're going to wrap up this segment and take a little break, and we'll be right back. But thank you so much for everything that you have decided to share with us today.
Thank you, diva.
We'll be right back with some more To Be Seen and April Rosè. Thank you for watching To Be Seen. You can find our guest, April Rosè, on the following dates. First up, April's Cabaret presents Scooby Doo on Friday, July 3rd at the White Rabbit Cabaret in Indianapolis. Next, keep an eye out for The View, a drag brunch hosted by April and Madison Avenue. Finally, we want to highlight Indie Drag Theater, and they are back with another production. Make sure to check out Night School Musical at the Phoenix Theater. Official cast and tickets coming out soon. Welcome back to 2V Scene. This is another episode, and this time around we have the beautiful and talented April Rosè. We are moving right back into a brand new segment called The Voicemail. While we were on our break, the phone keeps ringing, and I think there might be a message in there for you, April. So whenever you're ready, you can pick up and listen.
Ring, ring. Hollywood is calling, honey.
Hi, baby. It's me. I'm recording this on the morning of our anniversary. 2 years ago today, you asked me to meet you for karaoke, which is something I normally would have avoided at all costs, but it turned out to be just one of the many things that I love to do, as long as I was doing it with you. And over the past 2 years, I've grown to love you in so many ways and to love every part of who you are, from your talent to your humor to the life we're creating together, and the home we've built side by side. I love seeing traces of you in all the little details of my day. So I want to know, what's something either recently or throughout your life that you've grown to love about yourself?
Oh my god. Oh, I love you. Okay. Oh, hello. Can you hear me? Oh, okay. Yeah. Do I keep it up? That was so cute. Oh my god. You guys. Something I love about myself. Well, first off, I don't know if anyone knows, that was my man. My man.
Yes.
Love him so much. I think I love my confidence. Mm-hmm. I think I can walk into the room and appear to not be nervous if I don't want to. Mm-hmm. And it's a skill that I've definitely had to teach myself and watch others and learn and grow into. But and again, that confidence is an act. It's something that I'm still nervous when I walk into any room, meeting new people. But I have, and I think through drag, have learned how to mask that, or put that fear or nervousness to the side for a little bit and know that I am wanted in the space or deserve to be in the space as much as anyone else in the room is or deserves to be. And that's something that I've really learned to love about myself, is the confidence. But again, the confidence is an act. It's all fake. But I do appreciate the fact that I can turn that on if I need to, because it's gotten me into a lot of really cool spaces.
Yeah. I think that's it is an incredible and amazing trait to have, and also I think a big piece of advice and kind of piece for people to think about too. It's something that it's really good to have. As you said, it has brought you a lot of opportunities throughout your career. Going with that same sentiment about talking about things that maybe you love about yourself, when you look back at your career and back throughout the years, what versions of yourself are you the most proud of?
I think I'm proud of truly every version of myself. I don't think there's not any time in my life where I don't look back and I'm like, I am not proud of who you were or what you were doing. I think in those moments, I was definitely like, bitch, what's going on? You're a mess. But looking back on, honestly, every kind of low in my life, every high, I mean, everything that's kind of happened in my life, I look back and I think it's all gotten me. I think I truly am someone that believes that everything happens for a reason. And so I think everything that's happened in my life has gotten me to this seat right here. You know what I mean? I think I am proud of the bad things that have happened in my life. I'm proud of when I was struggling, because it taught me things. It taught me, how to get out of that, how to, whatever I needed in that moment, I learned. And I think every moment in life is there's a lesson to learn. And so, yeah, I'm proud of myself. I think I'm proud of the person that I am today, and I'm proud of the baby drag queen that thought she was doing something 5 years ago. You know what I mean? I'm proud of us all.
Yeah. I feel like whatever it is, good or bad, as you said, it has shaped you into the person that you are today, and it has brought you here to be the successful person that you are.
Thank you.
What's something you hope you never lose about yourself, no matter what you go through or what experience you go through?
My body. No, just kidding. I think I would hate to lose my fire and my drive. I think that's another big part of me that's gotten me into a lot of really cool rooms and really cool spaces, and gotten me a lot of cool opportunities is the fact that I don't stop. I can't. I'm really hungry for more always, and I think I would hate to, have a show or something, or have something in drag, or something just like a performance or anything creative, and just kind of look at that project and not be excited about it. And I haven't felt like that in a really long time, and I hope it doesn't come anytime soon. But I know that, as you get older, things happen. But I think I would hate to lose my drive because I've loved every part of my drag experience, and I would hate for that to kind of dwindle away. I want to just keep going and going and going.
Yeah. Thank you so much, April, for sharing. And thank you so much, Eli, for being a part of this brand new segment on To Be Seen. It has been really special to hear from people that love our guests and are in their life one way or another. So I want to thank you both.
Thank you.
We're going to go ahead and take a little break, and we'll be right back with some more To Be Seen. Here's a few more shows coming up this week. On Friday, June 26th, you can catch your host, Divina, at El Toro Prime in Indianapolis for Despecho Inolvidable, an impersonation drag show featuring an all Latinx cast. Free entry, delicious food, and sickening entertainment. If you're in the Louisville area or are in the mood for a road trip, go see Aura Aurora as she takes the Play Louisville stage as a featured playmate on both Friday the 26th and Saturday the 27th, which shows at 9, 11, and 1.
I appreciate y'all.
Yes.
And then we'll just try and get right back into
I want to do that, and maybe even a little applique or some stones of some sort.
That'd be a lot of fun.
Yeah. But also I kind of love the,
I do like it.
yeah.
I was just looking at it, it's like some shoulder pads would be fun.
Do you need anything from us, April? Do you still feel comfortable and good?
Yeah, I feel great. I feel like I'm just rambling.
No, you're doing incredible. Thank you.
Everybody's like,
Thank you.
so it's like authentic content and like stories from your life. And
Yeah.
That's our goal, just to get to give people in our community a platform to share their,
Just whatever.
Yeah.
Do you need water?
I think I'm good for now. Thank you. Welcome back to another episode of To Be Seen. This time around, we have the beautiful and talented April Rosè in the studio with us.
Hi.
Thank you so much again, April.
Thanks for having me.
Yes. For this next segment, I wanted to touch base on some things that are important for you and also are core themes on your personal life and career. One big thing that I want to talk about is you being a co-founder of the Indie Drag Theater. So I would love to know a little bit more about that, how everything got started.
Yeah, I think we got started, Indie Drag Theater started in about 2021, was kind of like when it was a thought baby kind of coming into fruition. And so what Indie Drag Theater is a theater company that allows queer artists to play any role, to audition for anything, no matter the gender of the character, no matter the gender of the performer, no matter the size of the performer, we just don't look at character descriptions in that way. And we give a lot of queer performers or artists opportunities that they wouldn't get or wouldn't, it's harder to get anywhere else in other theater companies, being, you know, a director or doing makeup or doing costumes, or, you know what I mean? We give opportunities to folks, and we take chances on people that are starting in these careers that can't really get that experience, you know, at a really nice big theater company, because, you know, they're like, we want these new people, but you need 10 plus years of experience, you know what I mean? Or we want these new people, but we're working with our blonde, white, cis divas that we know and love, you know what I mean? And so it's really fun to be able to give those opportunities to folks that are us. And I think it's always been a little brainchild of mine. I've always wanted to get on stage and play the most fabulous divas. I always wanted to be a cheetah girl. I always wanted to be Sharpay from High School Musical. So I've always had that idea in my head, and it's always just been like, I don't know, I guess that'll just kind of never happen. And so fast forward 2020, Blair and I was doing Miss Gay Indiana, robbed. And Blair St. Clair was dressing someone in the pageant as well. And we were just backstage, like, singing show tunes and, like, kikiing about being gays on Broadway all night. And so the next day I messaged her and I was like, hey, Diva, I have this idea for a really cool theater, something, let's have coffee and talk about it. And then that weekend we, like, had coffee, talked about it, and came up with Indie Drag Theater, and we were like, let's go be divas on stage. And our first show was Wicked. And it was fierce that she was really on board, because at the time, we weren't really that close. I had only met her maybe that week or so before. We knew each other in the scene, but it was really cool that she was just, like, immediately on board, immediately was like, this is great, how do we get this running? And then we did Wicked as our first production at Almost Famous. Eons ago, we did a one-night only full-scale production of Wicked on a stage about as big as where we are right now. And it was fierce, but it was crazy. And it's insane to kind of see from that to where we are now. And yeah, honestly, I say IDT started when I was when I was a child. I was IDT. And now we just have all the people and support to really kind of make things really, really cool. But I just have always had the idea of, like, you shouldn't have to tell me who I can audition for.
Right.
I should be able to walk into this room, and if I'm good enough for the part, I get the part.
Yep. And that's just a single of the many, many, many incredible things about IDT. And I know that you know this and probably think about this, but I think it is so extremely cool how something that started as a passion project has become such a huge part of our community. We have had many people come through the seats, even here on To Be Seen, that a big part of their journey has been indie drag theater.
Yeah, and
so,
that's that to me has been the coolest thing about IDT, is what truly none of us, you know, kind of building and creating IDT expected, was the community that has come behind it and come with it, and the family that we've created. It's so cool to see, especially, like, the new babies kind of come up through IDT, because it truly is a boot camp. We have 4 weeks to put on this show. A lot of new people are involved, so you're, like, learning drag makeup, you're learning how to dance in heels, you're learning how to keep your wig on, so it's, you know what I mean, you're learning all these new drag things, but in 4 weeks, 13 days really, and so it is like a boot camp. And so to see new babies kind of come in through that, learn all these skills, and then go off and do their own shows, be a part of these other things, and take the skills that they've learned through IDT has truly brought tears to my eyes on multiple occasions. Like, it's been so cool to see. And just to see the new babies, or just anyone that kind of comes through IDT, to see them connect, to see them hanging out outside of the shows, and to know that we kind of brought our community together in a way, it's been nothing but amazing. Like, it's really cool to just sit back and kind of just watch the community kind of do its thing, and the company itself still thrive really, really well. It's been really nice.
Yeah, it is such a beautiful and big and ambitious project that has paid off. And going kind of with that about like working on something like this so big and ambitious, I wanted to ask you about how has it been maybe dreaming bigger as an artist while living in the Midwest, a place that maybe we don't have a lot of opportunities like some other bigger places.
Yeah, it's tough, but I think it's almost better to, I think, be a what's the phrase? A bigger fish in a smaller pond, because, or to dream bigger in the sense of drag rather than just like your local drag shows, which are amazing, and I have my show, but I think it's really cool, and we in the Midwest have opportunities to, or just in smaller areas, to do different things, to take drag outside of the boundary and have it be accepted or just seen by people a lot. I think we have a better opportunity at that than like in an LA or in New York, where the tourists, they just want to see the divas twirl. Like if you're not twirling, then we're probably not coming. You know what I mean? Like it's cool that we get to explore drag in different ways here. Not to say that other folks can't and don't, but I think it is easier a little bit for us here, and I want to encourage our community to explore those. Like this podcast, Max Maneater's Science Drag Theater, which was phenomenal.
So
it was a really fun time. Or it just kind of like, I think, and obviously I think this, but drag can be just so much more than twirling down at the at the nightclub, and I think we should explore those opportunities because there's money in those opportunities, but it just it puts drag and onto a bigger map and allows more people to kind of really take in what it is that we do, and know that it's not bad.
Yeah. One thing I love so much about our community here in Indianapolis is that we have people like you, and you mentioned like Max and so many others that are actively finding ways to do more and think big, and not like just because we are maybe on a smaller city.
It feels like you have to do like whatever all the other girls are doing to succeed, and it's like, no, you can succeed in your own lane.
Yeah,
go figure out what, and that's something that I think is really fierce. My dad used to always say, go find your niche and go run with it. And so it's kind of fierce that I found my niche and ran with it and created a theater company, and he hasn't been to that's fine. But I think I take that, I think that has been a big part of the success for IDT, is that we found our niche and we ran with it. And I encourage truly our community to find your niche and run with it, whatever that is. If it's creating this show and giving opportunities to other people, do that and make it fierce, or
Thank you, April. And for everybody watching at home, I hope that you can listen to conversations like this and see examples of success, like April's story, to not be afraid to go ahead and dream big, because your dreams are within reach if you want it and work hard enough for it. 100%. So never be afraid to dream big. I want to shift gears a little bit because I feel like you have a very important perspective and a very important conversation that needs to be had, and that is being a person of color on a state like Indiana that is maybe more white. So I would love to hear your experience and what you have to say about.
Yeah, I mean, it's tough. It's not an easy. You definitely have to have tough skin, because it's 9 times out of 10 you walk into a room as a drag entertainer and that room will be predominantly white, in Indiana, or I mean a lot of places, but specifically here in Indiana, and it is tough. It is tough to look around and feel, like and I think this is a big part of just my own demons that I'm working through, but not feeling like I deserve to be in a room that I totally deserve to be in.
Yeah.
And it is tough. It's tough. I think it's just something to be said that I think a lot of performers of color feel like it can be a little alienating or I don't know, like we don't feel like we deserve to be in the room. But I think what I want to say to those people is, you deserve to be in the room just as much as anyone else, if not more. And so again, I in those spaces will fake my confidence and put my head up high and just and feel like I do need to be in the room. I think it's I don't know, it's tough. Yeah. Especially with IDT, I think a lot. I am one of the only people in leadership that is Black, and not that we don't, we have Black people that work with us and stuff, but I think a lot of times, like, I'm taken a little less serious, or what I say is a little less valuable than my counterparts. And I haven't really figured out how to navigate that quite yet. And it is tough.
It is definitely very challenging, and I have had to deal with similar experiences. For example, like when I first got here, even though that I was fluent in English, just because I had an accent, I had people in high school tell me to my face I didn't want to be in the group project with me because I didn't know how to speak English. So it is definitely very hard having to deal with the self-doubt and thinking that we don't belong, but at the end of the day, we absolutely do.
You just have to constantly remind ourselves that's been my way of coping, I think, is constantly reminding myself, but then also surrounding myself with the people that love me. And the people that do see me, the people that I know are there to support me, do also believe wholeheartedly that I deserve to be in this room. I think it's important to remember when we're in spots in our lives when we are questioning our importance, or questioning, like, why don't people come out to my shows, or why am I not getting the same likes on my photos, or whatever that the issue may be, to look around and see if you are around the people that love you, and then switch some things up if you need to. I think it's never a bad idea to part ways from people that are not supporting you the way that you feel you need to be supported, and find the people that will, because they're out there.
I know that a lot of times it can be frustrating to still see casts of drag shows or local productions and still see that there is not very many people of color in the cast, or that a lot of producers just choose to have like a token POC, which can be discouraging. I wanted to ask you, do you think things have changed? Do you think we have made some progress, or you think that we still have a long way to go?
I think we're trying. I think folks are definitely trying. I think we have a long way to go.
Yeah.
But I think there are folks that are trying, and I think there are folks that got really into it during 2020 when it was like Black Lives Matter, put all of us in your shows, and they were like, yeah, we're, and then I think we've definitely kind of faded away a little bit from that, and ensuring that our friends of color are seen in our shows and are visible. But I think that there are still folks out there that I definitely think that are trying their best and giving us those spaces and making sure that we're seen. But I think we can do a lot better.
Yeah, I completely agree. Thank you so much, April.
Thank you.
And again, I know I've said it a lot, but thank you for doing your part in creating so many spaces to uplift people like you, people like us. It means so much.
Oh, I love you.
I love you too. Thank you. We, unfortunately, as much fun as I've had, we have reached the end of the episode. We have a signature closer here in To Be Seen. So I want to give you the opportunity to address the audience one more time and just leave us with whatever message or anything you like to tell them. So whenever you're ready, you can look at the camera and just...
Is my camera?
Yes.
Stop wearing flats on stage. Thank you. Mwah.
With that being said...
Should I say something like real, or is that fine?
Up to you. That's fine too.
Okay, that's all. I want to leave it there.
Yeah.
I think that's enough for me. I said what I said.
And I could not agree more. We love you. This has been so much fun.
for having me.
Of course, thank you for being here and taking the time out of your day. I hope you had fun. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you had fun. Make sure you go ahead and stay in touch and follow April on all of her social media because you don't want to miss any of the things that she is up to and all of those amazing projects that she's always working on. Make sure you share, comment, like, subscribe. This project we are very passionate of, and our main goal is to be able to share these stories and give local artists a platform to share who they are and what they do. So your support means the absolute world. We are so happy and so excited that we are back with the season 2, and we'll see you next time with another guest. Thank you, April.
Thank you.
Thank you to our audience. We'll see you next time. Bye.